Hey y'all, welcome back to Mama Zodi Tarot. So today we are continuing with the industry plan series. Woo! Ah. I be wondering, like, should I ring my bell or not? Because I don't know if y'all want to hear that loud ringing in your ear when you're watching a YouTube video. But hey, maybe you need it to clear out your energy. Why not? Okay. But yes, we're continuing with the industry plan series, and we're gonna do Little Nas X because, listen, I'm wondering. Forget anybody else. I always wondered was Little Nas X a industry plan because the Old Town Road came out of nowhere, and then I don't know. I just feel like he hasn't really been consistent since then. The whole blood shoe thing kind of creeped me out too. So I kind of want to look into that. So that'll just be another little piece that we dip into in here. So, just a trigger warning. If nobody don't want to hear about that kind of stuff, I definitely will be saging heavily after this reading. But I do, want to know about those blood shoe things that collaboration that he did with the vial of blood in the shoes and stuff. I don't know. Hopefully it's nothing sinister, but we're gonna look into it. But anyways, let's start off with, is he an industry plant? Is Little Nas X an industry plant? Was this orchestrated? Was this manufactured? Was this a conversation, a meeting? Like, we're gonna have this man come out and do this country song with and put, even though nobody knows, and Billy Ray Cyrus is gonna be on the remix and all of that other good stuff. Like let's see. We got, yes, golden opportunity, clouds lifting, clear skies. No, beyond your ability, done to death, not viable. Yes, full of opportunity, plenty, creating abundance. Yes, embrace new opportunities, a fresh day begins. No, feels wrong, bad idea, manipulated, led astray. Interesting. Budding star, first blush, bursting off the scene. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Grinding your gears, working too hard on it. Okay. So, yes. All right, most definitely. All right, we got majority yes cards here, but even if not, as soon as this first card came out, my left ear started ringing like but anyways. So yeah, he was definitely an industry plant, but this is one of those cases of him just not wanting to do it. And it's so funny how often, a lot of times with these people that they pick to be plants, they're very lazy, because the same thing kind of similarly came out with Sweetie, like, where he had so many different opportunities, and in the beginning it was awesome, it was amazing, like it was so cute being a star and all of that other good stuff. But then even he started to realize, like, I don't know if I really want to do all this. This is a lot, okay? This takes a lot of work. This takes a lot of effort. And it takes me possibly doing things that is not so good for my image and not so good for, my life and my health and my happiness and my family's wealth and health and happiness. Like, he started to realize, like, okay, this could be damaging me more than what I think it is. Like, because, listen, I might be messing around with some very deadly things, okay? So I think that's what that was about. With the beyond your ability, done to death, not viable. It was one of those things where he thought that he was prepared and he was ready for that type of music industry stuff, but he quickly realized that the demons that roam around there and the darkness and the energy and all that stuff, yeah, there's a lot of opportunities and it brings a lot of money and abundance. And like I said, it's cute when you in the beginning and you're a shining star and everything is new and fresh and people just want to offer you new opportunities and people want to give you things, and it's good. But then eventually, like I said, you have to go down this negative path where you're going to be manipulated, where you're going to have to be leading other people astray, and that's what he doesn't want. This is one of those things where he started off down, with it, but then he realized, oh boy, it's always something where you got to do something that you really don't want to do. And it was cute, like I said, when he was getting gifts and presents and all that stuff, but then it became a shock. All right, so tell me the story here. Tell me what happened here. What happened exactly that had him be like, this is too much, and this is actually something I don't want. Something actually I'm not even built for. That's really what it gave. That's what it's telling me. Like, he realized that he just wasn't built for that type of lifestyle as much as he thought he was. Main male in reverse. Yeah, so like I said, that's him being that false person, and him being led and being orchestrated by somebody more mature that was, guiding him and telling him what to do. And him, like I said, not wanting to join that CULT, that bloodline. And this was a concern. This was a message of concern because he got the, he got the notice that in order for him to continue to rank up, in order for him to continue to, mature and elevate, he would have to make this transition over. Yeah. And because he didn't want to do that with this thief, ooh, this mature man was very unhappy about this. All right. He basically took back whatever it was that he had given him because he didn't, like I said, with this marriage, he didn't want to get in bed with the powers that be and do what it is that he was told, right? Even if he was being controlled prior, whatever this was that was, beyond his ability, that he said that he was not capable of doing, that they asked him to do in order for him to rank up and move ahead, he said he would not do it. And so this mature man was like, all right, well, whatever it is that we have given you will no longer be given. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be taken back. Yeah, I said change an official person. So that was all. They just said, all right, you either do this and, you continue to be who you are, or you don't do it and you could change to going back to the same old you who you was before and not no official person. So that's what happened. And once judgment was called on the situation. Once he severed those ties with whatever partnership he had, he chose to sever it. Judgment was called, and the pathway was closed for him to, be whoever he planned on being. If he wanted to be a megastar, it's not happening anymore because, they basically called judgment on the situation and said, since you don't want to do what it is that we want you to do, then we're closing off your pathways. You don't get to, continue to get these opportunities and these gifts and everything that you was getting. Yeah, you lose your wealth now. You don't get to be that wealthy man and have your journey ends here. That's what they said. All of that wealth and all of that prosperity and abundance that you had, that all ends now and it ends here, and you don't get to keep it and continue with it. And you will, I can't make it up, end up in poverty with poverty on the bottom of the deck. So that's pretty much where they're saying that he's going to be left because he chose not to continue and, do whatever it is. And I mean, I see with this change an official person, they might have wanted him to do something towards someone. And that's what it is, that he didn't want to do, possibly swap with somebody, with this thief. And he was like, I'm not willing to do any kind of destiny swapping, any kind of, damaging of someone else's reputation or messing with someone else's gifts, someone else's, creative talents in their music. He wasn't trying to swap gifts or take anybody else's gifts or anything of that sort. So that is why he was shunned, exiled. Okay, so what is going on with him now then, since he was exiled? What's the tea now? It's just because if he's been exiled and they're not dealing with him, then what's he focusing on now? Because obviously, if you was a plant, that means that you don't really have the dedication and the grit and, as far as I'm assuming, to even keep up with a music career and keep even trying to work on it, knowing that these people are going to keep creating obstacles and working against you since you didn't want to do what it is that they said. So is he going to be, left in poverty? Like, what's he focused on now? What is Little Nas X focused on? I'm seeing hooked and moving on in reverse. Oh, he's stuck right now. Giving money. He is, listen, yeah, because he's trapped already, right? He's already signed whatever deal. He's already been taking whatever dirty offer. And so now his finances are being controlled, all right? He is being puppet master with this hook. Somebody got him chained, okay? And he is stuck. He cannot make any decisions. His finances are definitely tied up. He's having to pay back whoever this is that, he got in bed with, whoever he had ties with this karmic friends coming out of reverse. Whoever these people was that he had ties, he couldn't fully trust them, because it does say couldn't fully trust them. Tension, secret competition, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So this is what he's realizing now, that whoever he was messing with was untrustworthy. And so he's stuck having to shell out money and give out money. He's in a real dark place right now. Okay, with this divination abuser and spiritual hater in reverse and fake smiles in reverse. Yeah, he is not happy at all. Looking you up in reverse and forcer. So he is definitely trying to stay protected. All right, with this white candle that I'm looking at here, from whoever this person is that is trying to dim his light, that is trying to stifle him, take away his creative expression, take away his power, possibly take away his, take away everything. Who's trying to destroy him, this person. that is very bitter with his fake smiles in reverse, very angry, feels some type of way about him not taking the offer. This person is watching him with this looking you up in reverse, keeping up with him and trying to make sure that he stays, out of the media, that he's not a hot topic, that people don't love him, that people are not, that he's not trending, so that way he can force his way back into his energy and force him to want to cooperate and do what they say. Because if, things are not going well for him and things are looking bad and, things are looking dark and sad for him, then maybe he will just have no choice but to do what it is that they said. But regardless of what, he already took this offer, so even if he, doesn't do what they say, his finances are still being controlled. He's still having to give up his money. He still is being, they're forcing their way in and getting whatever it is that they want out of him. With ignoring, boss daddy in reverse, romantic love affair, into you in reverse, and fake flexing in reverse. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here because this is starting to give me too much of a specific person's energy, and I don't want to go into that person's energy because I don't like that person at all. But whoever this is, with the ignoring, this person is out of the way right now. This person is out of the way, so this person is able to pretty much not have to pretty much shell out money at the moment with the fake flexing coming out in reverse. It's like, not that this person is not fake flexing, but it's the fact that they don't currently have to give out their money to whoever this fake flexing boss daddy fake ass person who really don't have everything that they say, who finances is really not as good as they say they are, that possibly was coercing him, possibly sexually as well. Thankfully this person is currently not in his way with this, this person being out with this cat kind of sleeping. That's the sneaky dude. He's away right now, if you catch my drift. He's not around right now, so for that reason you don't have to worry about per se the damage that he could be doing to him. It would be worse if he was physically around him. So he's kind of actually getting a little bit of a break from being around this person, and it feels actually great to get a break. He's hoping that this person goes through a lot of bad karma, so that way he can't. He's waiting to see that this person is going to end up in doing time. This is what he's hoping, that he don't never have to see this person again, that he could completely block this person out of his energy with rejected, bad karma, and fishing for compliments. Like, he's waiting, all right, on that headline to say jail time. Okay, I ain't got nothing to do with him. But at the same time, like I said, this person don't like being rejected, and this person don't like being ignored. So even though he is in the energy of doing that, if this person gets their hands on him, it's definitely going to be problems. I'm just not going to go into it because I don't want to know about it, because it's not good stuff. Oh boy. So is there anything else that we could even find out that might not be so negative? Talk to me about how he feels about his music career and his fan base. How does he feel about it? How does he view his music career, his fan base, and everything from beginning to current? Let's just see the whole trajectory of it, because I'm sure it's changed over time, where he might have, thought it was great in the beginning, like I said, but he quickly realized that he wasn't going to be able to fulfill certain objectives, and that was going to be a problem for the people that he was working with, intertwined with in that industry. So let's see how he feels about his career. Thief, again, he's coming out as a thief again. Like, whoever this person is, extorting him. He's basically being extorted. That's how he feels. Like, that this whole thing is just fake. Like, with this thief, like, you think that is one thing, but it's never really that. Everyone's wearing a false mask. Everyone's fake. Everyone's pretending. Everyone's somebody who they not. Everyone's stealing everything. It says stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. So that's what he's realizing, and that's what they wanted him to do. Okay? And this is what he rebelled against. I can't make it up. This is what he said he would not do. Didn't I tell you? He said he was not going to destiny swap with whoever it is that they wanted him to swap with. I'm not going to go into the energy. We might get a couple archetypes of who that person is after this, but he was like, I'm not agreeing to, he rebelled, all right? He went against the powers that be and what he was being told, all right? With this queen in reverse, he was like, I don't want the throne that bad. He was like, I don't want the throne that bad. And because he wasn't willing to do this, and go against this person, possibly spread rumors about them, gossip about them, lie on them, do whatever this negative thing is. With this Samaritan in reverse, like they know this was, he was knew that this would not be a good deed. This is going to be a extremely negative and nasty deed, and he didn't want to muddy himself up like this. He wanted to stay pure. Okay, with this virgin in reverse, he was like, I'm not finna impurify myself in any kind of way. And because he was not willing to do that, he knows that that's why he's going to lose out on his network. That's why he might lose out on his career. That's how he might lose out on certain things. But I think for him, what he's saying is that, when it comes to a career, it's important who you work with, who you connect with. Be careful. He had to learn a hard lesson about, what type of connections and networking he was doing. And messing around with, he feels like the music industry is full of a lot of impure people and dark people that are doing a lot of no good deeds that you're going to have to watch out for. Possibly talking behind your back. It says thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. So whoever this person was, they was a wolf in sheep's clothing. He couldn't trust them. It says becoming arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. So whoever this person is, very controlling, very demanding, and was expecting him to do what they said. And because he didn't do this, that became an issue. I can't make it up. Exciting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. Exacting appreciation, and recognition for the help you offer. So whoever this person is, they felt like you should be so gracious that I'm even willing to offer you this help and this guidance. And if you refuse my help and you refuse my offers and you refuse what I'm giving you, then that is a problem. Then you're going to lose out on everything. Networking in reverse conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. So that's what this person is doing, using fear, scarcity tactics to keep him feeling, afraid. All right, to do anything and feeling like he has to be stuck in whatever this union is that he don't want to be a part of with this virgin here. So that's what that is. We'll just see really quickly. I just feel like when it comes to his music career, it ain't no music career. He knows that it was all just manipulation and fake, and he was being used as a pawn to, like I said, to steal someone else's career, steal someone else's spotlight. And because he wasn't willing to do that, that was a problem for him. So tell me about this person give me some archetypes of this person who they wanted him to take from and who they wanted to steal from. Tell me about this person who they wanted Lil Nas X to impersonate, who they wanted Lil Nas X to take from and steal from and copy. Tell me about this person. Okay. Because obviously whoever this person is, they're powerful, they sitting on some sort of throne themselves, or else they wouldn't want to even be attacking this person or taking them down. Yeah, guide in reverse. It's somebody that they previously wasn't able to infiltrate and attack. Yeah, somebody that was independent, that was standing alone. All right, that does things on their own. Yeah, rescue in reverse. That's not looking for no savior. That's not looking for no help. They're independent, man-made, and they also somebody that's not being controlled at this time. And that's where the motivation came from to go after this person. Right, because they think that they can do this on their own, and they're not under the control of the masses with this guide in reverse. They're not being led by no false prophets. Whoever this person is that they wanted Lil Nas X to swap with, they're not in no type of damsel energy. They're not looking to be rescued or saved by nobody. They're willing to go out alone and do everything on their own. Okay, yeah. Listen, with this artist in reverse, they do not care about being no big superstar. They do it for the love of the art. They do it for the love of making music. They do it for the love of the artistry that they put out. They're not, willing to do anything that's unfair or against their better judgment. They have a strong moral compass, whoever this person is. They're very, very good at judging character. They believe in fairness and, the goodness and morality, all of that good stuff. It says balance and justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. So whoever this person is, that's what they believe in, fair distribution. They're not trying to be controlled or have nobody use no manipulation tactics on them. Yeah, hero and heroine in reverse. They don't need no savior. They don't save them. They don't want to be saved, okay? And they don't need no savior. They're not looking for no seeker. Remember, that man, Jay-Z, he came out as the seeker in that reading. He is something like a historian. There's something to him, with King Solomon. There is something very historian-like about Jay-Z. We'll have to look into that when I do his past life reading. That'll be coming up soon. But whoever this person is there, whoever this other artist is that they want him to swap with, they are smart. They follow the beat of their own drum. They follow their own inner wisdom. They don't look to nobody else for no type of guidance or leadership or anything like that. And because this person is not being controlled by the masses, that was why they were targeted for Lil Nas X to swap with them, because they wanted to tear this person's foundation down and bring everything down for them. But with this this judge coming out, listen, this person got karma on their side, so that wasn't even going to happen. I don't know why they thought that was going to happen. So tell me about this. See if we can get information about this person's music career. I'm seeing Mystic in reverse, Lover, Hedonist in reverse, Don Juan, and Shapeshifter. Okay, so about this person's music career with this Mystic in reverse, again, they're not believing in no falsehoods. They're not believing in no false prophets. And so, you know, with their music, I would say they don't talk about spirituality, though. They don't talk about those heavier topics. They make mostly love songs. With this Lover coming out here, they talk about, you know, passion and love and things like that in their music. With this Hedonist in reverse, like I said, they're not into, even though they talk about love in their music, that's not the type of person that they are. See this Don Juan and Shapeshifter, like they not into that. That's just something that they talking about in their music. They might say like, yeah, I'm into my passions, I'm into love, I'm into all of that. A good looking person to spend my life with, or you know, whoever this is, but whoever this person is, he's still not into that. Yeah, he's not into that hedonistic stuff. He's not into that. That's just what he talks about in his music. Like, you know, you could be multifaceted with the Shapeshifter. You could have different sides to you. Of course, you could have a certain part of you that's, you know, a lover boy or a lover girl and be creative. It gives me like, whoever this guy is, he's like a lover boy and he makes love type of songs and love music, but he doesn't really talk about his spirituality and his spiritual side in his music, but he does have a spiritual side. So he was like, no, I'm not going to be stupid enough to fall for, you know, whatever this hedonistic stuff that y'all want me to do, you know, the powers that be, all of that, you know, ritualistic stuff. He didn't want nothing to do with that. So even though he talks about love in his music, and we, the public, see him as a Don Juan and a lover boy, and you know, he talks about love and all that, and he don't speak about his spirituality, he's still, you know, a mystic. He is very spiritual, and that's just us, you know, not seeing him for who he truly is with this Shapeshifter. Like, we just have the wrong perspective of who this man is. So that's a little bit about the person who they wanted him to swap with. Let's close it out by seeing what's the, you know, the future trajectory here and the outcome for Little Nas X's music career. Little Nas X's music career. You know, what's the future predictions and trajectory for what can we be expecting to see soon going on with him? Because I really do hope that it's something positive and a better outlook that we see as far as the outcome here. But it is interesting to see how sometimes, you know, these people think that they're getting into something and they're just not prepared. They don't know. They're just not ready. They could be very naive, or even if they think they know better, they're not prepared, even if they think they are. All right, so the outcome, the Star in reverse. Listen, he's not going to be in the spotlight for sure, I'll tell you that. Four of Wands, the Sun, and the Strength in reverse. All right, I don't want to go too much into this. I ain't going to, because this is already not good. If you know about tarot and you know about what that's saying, I don't even want to. I'm just not. Hopefully, he gets what he wants and that person goes to jail. And that's with that Sun card. We at least get certain things brought to light and certain things be revealed that needs to be revealed. But tell me about those shoes. Tell me about those shoes, because I know I said that's the last thing. But I did want to ask about the shoes, so let's do that to close it out. Tell me about those blood shoes and that collaboration that he did. I don't know if it was with Adidas or Nike, whoever he did the collaboration with. I'm not looking it up because I don't want to look at it right now. But what was that about? Was that something nefarious? Queen of Wands and Five of Wands. That's that manipulation. Whoever that mature woman was, whoever it is that's guiding him and, you know, was telling him to do that orchestrated that whole thing. And that's when he finally realized, listen, he is not prepared, okay, with this Five of Wands in reverse. He was like, I got to get away. Something he definitely wasn't prepared for. Four of Wands in reverse. Six of Swords. Nine of Swords in reverse. Four of Cups in reverse. So, yeah, this is simply straight up just bad advice, bad coaching, bad mentorship, whatever you want to call it. Like, whoever is on his team and in his direction that told him that this was a good idea for him to do this, you know, they definitely didn't let him know that this would be him attaching himself to with the four wands in reverse to that cult. Okay, they didn't let him know that this was part of his initiation. And with that being said, like, they expected this to go way smoother than it turned out. All right, this did not go as well as they thought it would. But tell me more about these shoes. Yeah, this was supposed to be something very lucrative and bring in a lot of money with this Ten of Pentacles and Judgment. This was supposed to be, his part of his initiation into the crew. And now that you did this, you're gonna up your rank, and that was good. We're gonna create some disaster for people with this Judgment card. We're gonna try to create some problems and put some that demonic energy out there into the atmosphere and stuff like that. And in the meanwhile, you'll get some money, you'll get some things off of it, you'll get some good off of it, and that's that. But look how this child is like with this hula hoop, and everybody's watching, and they're like, "We're so proud of you, son. Look at you playing." It was like a weird. I gotta get out of this energy. It was like a weird, creepy, proud moment for them when they see him doing this, because it was like, yeah, you made a good choice, you made a good idea, like. But he didn't know, that with this Five of Swords in reverse, that this was going to be one of the worst decisions that he could have ever made for himself, okay? That he should have stayed away from this, and that he should have not taken this offer with this Four of Cups in reverse, taking this opportunity. That he was, officially now going to be in bed with the powers that be. That was part of his initiation. So yeah, what was the outcome for this for the public? What was the outcome for this for the public? I need to know, like, how is this supposed to, what was this supposed to do to the public if, with this Judgment, if they were trying to create disasters and this was supposed to go well, but obviously it didn't go well. It didn't turn out the way that they thought it was. But what was the outcome as far as what it did to the masses and all of us that they were trying to, I guess, I don't know, siphon off of, or whoever bought the shoes? I guess it was supposed to create a lot of chaos and turmoil and problems in their life with this Five of Wands in reverse. It was supposed to create delays and, negative energy for them. So let's see what was the actual outcome. The Sun in reverse, the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Cups. This is kind of interesting. The Knight of Wands in reverse. So yeah, actually, for some people, it actually did create some delays. For those who didn't know better and actually went out and got those shoes, a lot of people didn't know why they were dealing with certain, issues. Okay, just to keep it a buck. All right, like they listen. You see how the people are being drained, being siphoned off of. This was the energy. It was some sort of blood sucking type of energy here. And so yeah, anybody who did actually get the shoe and participate and getting the shoe sort of was connected, with whatever this ritual that they was trying to do through the shoe. But that's what they was trying to hide. This is a part of some sort of ritual to, siphon off of the masses, and this was definitely supposed to create delays for people, but I don't think it worked out. Yeah, Death, Two of Swords in reverse, and what's last? King of Pentacles. Yeah, so this actually, damn, yeah, this was some sort of, energy siphoning heavy, where they were supposed to bring them, I don't know, some real big money. And they were collectively trying to, create danger and create bad situations. I'm looking at this caution tape. They was really trying to create problems for people and have people stuck in their head, possibly engaging in arguments, leaving behind situations. They might have even contacted some of these people, just to be honest, with the Seven of Cups. They might have even reached out to some of these people that bought the shoes and made them some sort of crazy ass offer to be a part of this stuff with the Death card coming out here. Like, that's crazy. Like, yeah, you could be rebirthed, you could be transformed, you can go through a reboot. Like, that's really crazy. Like, they really was trying to have people thinking that they can make some sort of money off of this. So yeah, just to be honest, I feel like behind closed doors, the hidden part that we don't know is that they was reaching out to some of the people who bought these shoes, or some of the people who bought the shoes didn't understand why they suddenly felt the need to start doing negative stuff, why they started having delays, why they started doing nasty things, sexual, it's just bad. People started doing sexually motivated things that they shouldn't be. Like, oh my God, people started, falling into toxic habits and bad energies behind this. It definitely was very, very dangerous. And, It was definitely something to be cautious about, and you know, you should not have gotten those shoes. I would not have gotten those shoes. So that's what I have as far as Little Nas X, and you know, him being an industry plant, but you know, getting himself involved with stuff that he didn't have no business with, just like all the rest of them do. You know, it's only with so many people that actually truly at their core has that deep, you know, negative, nasty spirit to even be able to do these things. So, you know, some of them have to find out the harder way. I don't know. Some people feel sympathy for them and some people don't. I can't say whether or not you should, but that's what I have for you. I love you guys, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one.